How you doing, everyone? Joe from Hogging. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Now, I spent a few hours compiling all the information for this care video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I have made a couple feed-in videos over the last year, and after 2 years of raising my hognoses, I have gained a lot more knowledge and experience, and I wish to bestow that knowledge onto you guys in this new hognose care video. So let's do that right now here on Hogging Out. Now, I have recently changed my feed-in schedule on what and when to feed my hognoses. So in this video, we are going to go over the names and sizes of types of mice you should be feeding your hognose. And of course, how often. Now, there's a few points I need to bring up before we even start this video. And the first point I would like to bring up, we know females grow faster than males. Also, males over 40 grams tend to feed less often than females. And to add here, babies tend to grow very slow from 0 to 20 grams. And usually after 20 grams, they grow very rapidly straight through into their sub-adult status. And my last point here, guys, is it's okay if your hognose goes off a feed between 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes even longer. And most of the time, it's nothing you should really worry about. Okay, let's start off with the different types of mice you can feed your hognose. And for each type, let's include their size and weight. Now, rodentpro.com is a really good website. Not only they sell food, feeders, live food, other food, supplies, so on and so forth, they also make really good guides. This is a guide we're going to go over to different sizes of frozen feeder mice. Now we have 4 different types of mice we're going to go over. The first group we're going to go over is the pinky mice. Now there's 3 types of pinky mice. The first one is extra small pinky mice, and they range in weight from 1.5 to 2 grams. The next one we have up is small pinky mice. They range in weight from 2 grams to 2.5 grams. The last one we have is large pinky mice. Now they vary in size between a ½ inch to 1 inch long. That is not including the tail. And their weight ranges between 2.5 to 3 grams. Now let's move on to fuzzy mice. Now when it comes to fuzzy mice, we have 2 different ones. We have peach fuzzy mice, sometimes known as small fuzzies, and they range in weight from 3 grams to 4.5 grams. The last one we have is fuzzy mice, sometimes known as large fuzzies, and they range in weight from 4.5 to 7 grams. Let's move on to sub-adult mice. We have 2 in this category, small mice, sometimes known as hoppers, and they range in weight from 7 grams to 13 grams. The last one we have in this group is medium mice, sometimes known as weanlings, and they range in weight from 13 to 18 grams. The last mice category we have is adult mice. The first one we have is large mice, sometimes known as adults, and they range in weight from 18 to 30 grams. And the last one in this category is extra large mice, sometimes known as retired breeders. They are generally 5 to 6 months old and range in weight from 30 to 45 grams. Now to add here at the bottom of this page, which I will include in the description, there are related articles here. The first article is animal welfare. The second one is food safety, which is very important, so read the article if you want to. And the third article we have here, feeding thawed food to snakes in captivity. And of course, like I stated, I will add the pertinent links down below. Now let's move on to the next section here. The next section is hognose weight and what type of mouse you should be feeding your hognose. Now right here, I'm going to show you my scale for reference for feeding your hognose in a healthy way. Now when you're starting out with your baby hognose, 0 to 15 grams, extra small pinky. Now as newborns, you may have to feed your hognose just the head portion of that pinky. 16 to 25 grams, small pinky. 26 to 40 grams, large pinky. 41 to 50 grams, peach fuzzy. 51 to 90 grams, fuzzy. 91 to 170 grams, small mouse. 171 to 240 grams, medium mouse. 241 to 300 grams, large mouse. And 301 grams plus, extra large mouse. Now there's my scale for reference when it comes to feeding your hognose snake, but I need to add a couple things here. I mainly feed hairless mice to my hognoses. Reason being, sometimes your hognose may have a hard time digesting a white or dark mouse. I have witnessed this a couple times with Annie. She doesn't seem to digest the mice with the fur very well. So that being said, I switched Annie to feeding on medium hairless mice. And the next point I wish to bring up here is when your hoggy gets to the next type of mouse to feed them, You can start them out with the smaller mice in that package that you purchased. And depending on the size of your hognose, as they gain a few grams, you can switch to the larger sizes of mice in that package. I know there's going to be a little criticism here, guys. This is my experience, what I have found to work with my hognoses in feeding them in a healthy way. Now, if you have a hognose at 60, 65 grams, yeah, of course you could probably feed them a small mouse. But in my opinion, I don't think you should feed them that large of a meal at that size. Now let's get on to the last section here, and it's a doozy. It's a question I receive quite often when it comes to feeding your hognose. And the question goes something like this: how often should I feed my hognose? So this is what I do, guys. 0 to 40 grams every 5 days. Now, there's some people out there that might tell you 3 to 5 days. I think 4 days if your baby is 0 to 15 grams. But hey, that being said, if you feed your hognose, you wait 3 days, feed them again. Hey, wait 5 days and feed them another one. I mean, like, that's okay. That's a healthy feeding pattern. So let's move on to the next tier here. 41 to 140 grams. 7 to 10 days. Males may feed every 2 weeks at these weights. Now, when it comes to my experience, Nirvana feeds every 14 to 21 days. If you watch my feeding videos, you know this to be true. Now, the one problem I had feeding a male in the past was Snowball. When I received Snowball, he was around 35, 38 grams, and I fed Snowball like every 4 or 5 days, and he blew up to like 80, almost 90 grams. And once I put Snowball in the brumation, he was around 85, 90 grams, and I think that may be one reason why he did not breed this year, or at least I think he did not breed this year. He did not lock up with Gal, is because I plumped him up to a huge size and he grew so quick. So could that be a reason why he didn't breed this year? I think so. So when it comes to Snowball, I recently changed his diet. I feed him every 14 to 20 days now, and I only feed him fuzzies. So let's move on to my last tier here, and that is 141 grams plus every 10 to 14 days. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I find this to be a very healthy schedule when it comes to feeding my hognoses and when to feed them. If there's something I didn't cover here, guys, hit me down in the comment section and I'll reply to you with the best of my knowledge. So with that being said, guys, please hit that like button on your way out if you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video. This is Joe from Hognose. I'm out. Cheers.